Today we're going to be going over a BRRRR deal in Euclid along with an incredibly cheap $29,000 rental in Cleveland. That's the topic of today's show. Let's dive in. Hey, real estate investors, welcome to another episode of the Investment Properties for Sale show here on HoltonWise TV. As always, I'm your host, James Wise, behind the scenes. Of course, we got my main man, Tommy, bringing us the action. Today's going to be a pretty action-packed show. Got not one, but two properties for you guys. I know you guys love the BRRRR deals. You guys are always like, James, we want more BRRRR deals. We want more BRRRR deals. We want more BRRRR deals. Well, like I've told you guys this many times, especially when people pay me to do the search and analysis show for them. Everybody always wants me to find them BRRRR deals. We don't necessarily just have like hundreds of properties just sitting out there on the market. Like I think sometimes a lot of investors are like, hey, man, like you guys just think there's like hundreds of properties out there in Cleveland just sitting on the market where you could buy it and then renovate it and then you gain like $50,000 of equity. It doesn't necessarily work that way, guys, especially not in 2019. I mean, this is a seller's market and just, you know, people don't leave that kind of money on the table all the time. But this particular deal that I've got for you guys today, it will qualify as a BRRRR deal. Now, you won't be able to pull all of your money out, but remember, to pull off a successful BRRRR deal, all we need to do is end up with less than 25% down, right? For example, if you bought a $100,000 property with a loan, you'd need to put down $25,000. If you could work out a BRRRR deal where you ended up, when you pulled out your refinance, you ended up with anything less than $25,000 cash into that deal, that was a successful BRRRR deal. You don't have to get your entire $25,000 out to make it a successful BRRRR deal. As a matter of fact, if you think you're going to be able to come to the Cleveland market from wherever you are and be able to do deals where you pull out all of your money, I think you're going to be disappointed. I don't think you're going to find what you're looking for. But maybe that same deal, you bought it cash, fixed it up, refied it out, you ended up with less money into it than what it refied for, and you ended up with $15,000 into the deal, $10,000 into the deal, $20,000 into the deal. Any of those should and would be considered successful BRRRR deals because they were all less than $25,000. Now, this particular property that I've got for you, 20751 Westport Avenue, Euclid, Ohio. This is a 3-1. We have priced this at $64,900. As you see here, it's currently vacant, all right? It needs some love, guys, right? That's how we make money on BRRRR deals. We got to find properties that need love. On the screen, we should have the line-by-line bid up for you, the full Holton-Wise rent-ready renovation bid. And that should be scrolling through the pages while you watch the footage here. And as you'll see, to get this thing up to our minimum rental property standards, that is going to be a total cost of $12,265. And then if you like, there are optional premium upgrades you can get. If you wanted to get all of those optional premium upgrades, that would take you to a total cost of $17,815. Now, as for the strategy here, I usually like folks to do the premium upgrades, but they are, of course, optional. Typically what they do is they're going to give you a tenant that is going to stay longer and be happier and pay a higher rental amount. But with this particular property, I think the best move would be to go for the Section 8 program. I believe that we should be able to rent this property for $1,176 if we utilize that Section 8 program. Now, if you go to HoltonWise.com, you go to our FAQ, there is a full Section 8 FAQ, and there's going to even be a chart in there that goes over all of the fair market rents that Section 8 and CMHA pay. CMHA, by the way, that is the housing authority that runs the Section 8 program here in the Cleveland market. And I believe $1,176 is what we'll be able to get for this. But you should note that I cannot guarantee that we will get that exact number. I believe we will get very damn close to it. The reason we have on our website an entire Section 8 FAQ, that if you're looking at that chart, it's because it's in the whole FAQ, and we had to put together an entire Section 8 FAQ because, man, the Section 8 program, guys, woo! It is like a minefield of confusion for investors, especially new investors, especially out-of-state investors. Most property managers in the Cleveland market will not run your properties for you utilizing Section 8. We will at HoltonWise, and that FAQ explains exactly how we do it, what we charge to go through the process, because there's a ton of red tape, a ton of steps as far as getting the actual rental amount. It's very much in the open. Till the end, till they actually give you that rental offer. And, sometimes for a very similar product, very similar house, we've received different rental offers. So nothing is set in stone, but just with my vast experience dealing with those folks over there, I think 1,176 is a pretty solid target for this particular home. Now, doing the premium upgrades will help the valuation on getting the highest possible rent, but I also believe we'd run a very damn good shot of getting pretty close to that rent and doing just the minimum standards. But here is the thing. Those premium upgrades are also going to help you in regards to doing a BRRRR, right? This property, $64,900. You spend $12,000 approximately. We can get you a tenant in there around that 1,176 mark. But if you like, you could spend a few extra grand, definitely give us a better shot to get the higher rent, and I think you'll be doing well to do a BRRRR. What I've got on the screen for you guys is some comps. Now, when I ran the comps, I do quarter mile radius over the last 6 months. That's what you need to do when you're running comps for an urban population. That means, a nice little city or suburb. No farms, right? If you're running comps for farms and people that have like 3, 4, 5, 10, 50 acre plots, you need to go much wider than quarter miles. But for a nice populated area like this, quarter mile, 6 months, that's perfect, right? So what do we have here? This property, Wilmore, just sold $95,000. Morris just sold $94,900, so $95,000. Another one on Morris, $90,000. Another one up there on Ball, $90,000. Scrolling up, $89,000 sale on Friday. Another $86,500 sale on Ball. $79,000 on Friday. Then it starts to go down. You see stuff in the mid-70s. So, this is stuff that's going to need repairs, things of that nature. So, guys, what we could do here, right? This is a pretty decent shot at a BRRRR deal. You purchase the property for $65,000. You spend $12,000. In addition to that $12,000, one more thing you have to note is Euclid is a point of sale city. So on the screen, I've got the point of sale violations. You do, as the buyer, need to assume those as well. Just some outside stuff, right? Like repair missing and damaged garage door, some windows and screen issues. They want gutters and downspouts on that little garage, and some siding damage. So I think we're going to spend approximately about $3,000 to clear off that POS. So at minimum, you buy it for $65,000, you put approximately $15,000 in, you're all in for $80,000. How many properties in our comp list did we see that appraised for higher than $80,000? Well, we got one right here for $95,000, another one for $95,000. All right, we got one for 90. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 properties that have sold in a quarter mile of this property in the last 6 months have all appraised higher than $80,000. On top of that, too, again, you could spend the extra few grand on those premium upgrades to ensure you get a high rental offer from CMHA/Section 8. And also, if you're going to do a BRRRR, you're looking to refi it out. You want to get the highest appraised price. If we got this thing to appraise at $95,000, that means the bank would be loaning you $71,250. So if you're all into the deal for $80,000, and let's say you chose to go with the premium upgrade, so let's just tack on another $5 grand. So that's $85,000. If you're all into the deal for $85,000, we got it to appraise for $95,000 because we did the premium upgrades. And on top of that, let's not forget doing those premium upgrades outside of helping us get the better appraised price. That's also going to ensure we get the high rental price. So all in for $85,000. Take off the $71,250 the bank would be giving us in this scenario. That means you would be all into this deal for $13,750. So let's do the math on that, guys. You could be all in to a rental. You could pick up a rental where you're renting it, fully renovated. The thing looks beautiful. It's a single-family home. You're bringing in $1,176 a month, and you're all into the deal for $13,750. Just doing cocktail napkin math, right? If you just utilize the 50% rule, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with the 50% rule. If not, what that is a quick and dirty way for you to run numbers on a rental property. Now, this is not the end-all be-all, and if you want to see exactly how to break down on a line-by-line basis your estimated costs and expenses on a rental property out here in the Cleveland market, you're going to want to check out the MLS Search and Analysis show. In that show, I regularly break down the numbers. I use a chart. Everything is demonstrated for you guys. I do that for investors. So if you want to see exactly how to break down the numbers, go check out that show. I show you guys everything. I give you guys the tool to do the numbers on your own deals. But just quickly here, quick and dirty, the 50% rule essentially states that if you have a decent rental in a decent neighborhood like this, you're going to spend approximately half or 50% of the income operating the property. So in this particular case, we're going to be bringing in $1,176 a month in rent. So that would be $14,112. Half of that is $7,056. And if the BRRRR worked out successfully, exactly how I said, we ended up doing the premium upgrades, getting the high rent, getting it to appraise at $95,000. We would have had $85,000 into the deal. The bank would have lent you out 75% of the value, which I'm hoping is $95,000. That's $71,250. That means you're now only into the deal for $13,750 on a property, guys, that's bringing in, on average, approximately $7,056 a month. You do the math on that, folks. That is a cash-on-cash return of 51.3%. 51.3%, okay? That's why BRRRRs are so popular. That's why folks are ordering MLS Search and Analysis shows from me on a regular basis, trying to get me to find them BRRRR deals. They're not always going to be out there. They're not just sitting on trees, and don't expect to get all of your money back. But if you get a little bit of it back, remember the goal is to get more back to where you're in the deal for less than what you could have been if you just bought it at full price, paying 25% down. In this particular situation, you still end up with almost 14 grand in the deal, but you're making 51% on your money on average. That, folks, is the name of the game. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to quickly go to a word from the sponsor of today's show. Then I'm going to get into the details on the second property.
Discount Property Warehouse, founded by real estate visionary Robert Feol, author of the Short-Term Retirement Program, is a complete turnkey solution for acquiring cash-flowing investment properties in Memphis, Tennessee. Our turnkey properties include a third-party home inspection, new HVAC with 10-year warranties, new dimensional roofs, competitive price-to-rent ratios, discounted property insurance, in-house property management, private financing, and much more. At Discount Property Warehouse, we have a staff of licensed agents standing by, ready to assist you with every aspect of the process. Call us today or visit us online at discountpropertywarehouse.com. HoltonWise has a worldwide audience of real estate investors. If you are a lender, home inspector, or anyone else with a real estate related business who would like to increase your sales and exposure with an ad in one of our videos, go to HoltonWise.com today.
All right, folks, welcome back. A couple things I want to talk about before I get into the second property. Number one, I didn't even mention it. I was so excited about the Burr strategy. I didn't even get to mention to you folks that if you didn't notice, that property was in Euclid. If you check out the Ultimate Guide to Grading Cleveland Neighborhoods, I've got it in the show notes below if you don't know what that is. Number one, Euclid, that's a B-class neighborhood. That's a great neighborhood. I love it. Number two, we're very high on Euclid because Amazon just put a new fulfillment center in there, and that's great, folks, because those are the kind of people, those are the kind of workers that are going to want to live in those types of rental properties. Amazon has a minimum wage of $15 an hour. There is no full-time employees working at Amazon that make less than $15 an hour. That is the perfect tenant base for you guys in your rental properties. And then the second thing I wanted to bring to your attention really quick before we get into this property is my shirt. If you guys haven't noticed, it says rents due, because that's what we do, guys. We're real estate investors. The rents due. That's how we're going to gain financial freedom. If you guys like this shirt or want to check out some of the other apparel we've got, you can check out the merchandise store on HoltonWise.com or click the show notes below. We've got all of our apparel available for you guys. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at the footage of this property. As you'll see, nothing special here, folks. This is not a high class or high graded neighborhood. If you checked out the Ultimate Guide to Grading Cleveland Neighborhoods, you know this is going to be a D-class neighborhood. Holton-Wise, we've got hundreds of units in this particular neighborhood, but you guys have to understand there are certain risks and experiences you're going to get when you operate rental property in these neighborhoods. But I have priced all of that in for you. The price, $29,900. We've got 3 beds, 2 baths, and it is fully occupied at $825 a month. Now, as you see going into these folks' home, this is the game, guys. This is what it looks like when you buy a $29,000 house. If you're the kind of person that wants to get into real estate for as little money possible and you want to play the lower income game, this is what you can expect. Nothing is going to look beautiful. I mean, we got, 2 fridges in this house. We got one in the kitchen, one just chilling over there in that front room. There's a little bit of holes in the walls and just, things are a little bit messy. But these folks, they're paying $825 a month. When it comes time to turn this particular unit over, what I think you want to do when you do your renovations, make sure we do everything to keep it Section 8 compliant, because when you're going to be in an area like this, your biggest expense is going to be those non-payments, those turnovers, right? Pushing tenants in and out because they're not paying rent. So we can take these higher risk investments and make them more stable by guaranteeing the rent. As far as the rent, since there's 3 beds and 2 baths, I believe we'll still be able to come in around the $1,176 mark. Again, though, it's kind of a minefield dealing with the Section 8 program. Again, I mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it now. Just want you guys to go to HoltonWise.com. And then if you go to our FAQ right here, you'll see the real estate investor FAQ. Then we've got a tab to the Section 8 FAQ. And here is the chart, okay, 3 beds, typical $1,176, and CMHA sometimes actually pays even more at $1,293, but I've never seen $1,293 for a single in this neighborhood, so I think $1,176 is fair. Beyond the chart, though, we've got the entire FAQ here for you. This goes over exactly how HoltonWise goes about working on your behalf to deal with this program and how we get everything, how we get these things pushed through the system, how we get them approved, how we get tenants placed. It's a whole lot of red tape and bureaucratic stuff that our management company needs to go through, so we've outlined all of that for you. But I think getting through all that stuff is the best way to make this a successful real estate investment. Yeah, it's going to cash flow right now at $825 a month, and I don't think you'd want to move these folks out to try to get a Section 8 tenant in there. You don't ever want to create artificial turnover. Turnover is the biggest return killer here in the rental game. But what you want to do is just ride these folks out as long as possible. Then when they move out, turn the unit, make sure you get it Section 8 ready. You know, we're going to have to paint it, of course, patch holes, the normal stuff. There's no sense quoting it out right now because it could be years down the road, and, you know, it's going to be totally different. At that time, you'll have to see what it's going to cost, but I would anticipate you're spending at the very, very minimum at least $5,000, probably closer to $10,000, but then you could bring yourself in a Section 8 tenant, and that's great for the long term. As far as other long-term items with this property, what I really like about this property, even though it's just cheap as hell, man, $29,900. If you look, the big ticket items, guys, the stuff that's really expensive for the long term, the hot water tank and the furnace. We have hot water tank and a furnace right there that look pretty damn new. Each of those is no more than 5 years old, probably only a couple years old. That furnace is going to last you approximately 30 years, and then when you have to replace that, you're looking at about $3,000. That hot water tank, that's going to last you about 15 years, and the cost to replace that is roughly $1,000. So what you could do at this property, since you don't really need to do any immediate repairs, you could pay cash, of course, because it's cheap, man. It's cheaper than a car, $29,900. Or I have lenders that will write 30-year loans and only require 25% down payment. So if you were to utilize one of those lenders, you could be into this deal for $7,475. That's all you would need. You can go from a bystander to a real estate investor with a real estate property in another state for less than $8,000 out of your pocket. If you'd like a list of my lender contacts, just send my team an email, sales@HoltonWise.com. And if you'd like to buy this property or the first property that I talked about, the Burr deal in Euclid, same thing. Just send my team an email, sales@HoltonWise.com. The properties we sell you guys here on HoltonWise TV, they go quick. When you're bidding on these properties, you need to have your ducks in a row. I need you to send me the amount of money you want to pay. If you want to put contingencies on it, such as contingent on an appraisal or contingent on an inspection, which is highly recommended, you need to tell me that, and then you need to have your proof of funds or your pre-approval letters in the offer. I'm probably going to get about 20 offers on both of these properties, so don't think you're the only one bidding. So you have to have everything organized and ready for me. And please, folks, don't send my team an email saying you want to make an offer but then forget to include the address. We sell hundreds of rental properties here in Cleveland, so we need you to have the address included. So sales@HoltonWise.com if you'd like to make an offer, or sales@HoltonWise.com if you want our list of lenders. They could then pre-approve you, and then you could make an offer on one or both of these properties. More information on how we would handle the property management is in the aforementioned property management FAQ I talked about earlier. Again, if you're digging the apparel that I'm wearing or want to check out the rest of our apparel, check out the merchandise store on HoltonWise.com or click the notes below. Last thing I need you to do for me before I let you guys get out of here, as if this is the first time you've ever watched the show here on HoltonWise TV, do yourself a favor and smash that subscribe button. Do me a favor and smash the like button. It allows YouTube's algorithm to know that you guys are finding a ton of value with the content we are putting out here for you on HoltonWise TV. As always, I'm James Wise with HoltonWise, and this is Real Estate Investing Made Easy.
RentecDirect provides you with an easy-to-use yet robust platform for managing your properties, complete with its built-in reporting and accounting system that can be customized to fit your business. You can manage work orders and even accept them online from your tenants. You can also share work order details with tenants or owners if you wish. With RentecDirect, you'll also fill your vacancies faster than ever with the built-in marketing tools. Just enter the details of your property and Rentec will automatically provide you with a professional online website as well as syndicate them to popular websites such as Zillow, Trulia, and Apartments.com to get your listing maximum exposure so it's rented fast.
Cleveland, Ohio is widely considered to be one of the top rental markets in the entire United States. This is because here in Cleveland, our housing prices are low and our rental prices and demand are high. At HoltonWise, we provide the complete turnkey solution for all real estate investors, whether they are local, out of state, or even abroad. As real estate brokers, we will provide you with agent representation to help you buy properties ranging from single-family homes to large apartment complexes. We even have referrals for lenders who can provide investment property loans to investors located in all 50 states, allowing you to capitalize on the use of leverage or other people's money. We have referrals to top-notch title companies so you know that all of your transactions are safe and secure, with every single property being delivered to you with clear title. Once you close on the property, we have an investor-focused insurance brokerage who can handle all your property insurance needs. This insurance brokerage handles auto, home, life, and business policies, but they specialize in working with policies for landlords. We also have full-service property management. We can handle all rental property advertisements, tenant placement, rent collection, evictions, maintenance, landscaping, construction, and repairs. In addition, HoltonWise also offers digital media and education. One day, when you are ready to sell your investment, HoltonWise, as the #1 seller of investment properties in the greater Cleveland area, can market your property in a video just like this one to our worldwide base of investors who are looking to capitalize on the high cash flow opportunities in the Cleveland, Ohio market. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our latest content, including video tours and analysis of investment properties that are available for sale, real estate investment education, and our most interesting encounters with tenants from hell. HoltonWise, real estate investing made easy.